So the South African Human Rights Commission will be investigating water shortages in Tongaat in KZN, as well as several other areas that have been affected by the floods there. The commission says it's received numerous complaints from residents who've not had water in 24 days. The Tongaat Water Treatment Works was badly affected by the floods, leading to disruptions in supply. For more on this, let's bring in Advocate Lloyd Lotz, who is the KZN South African Human Rights Commission's manager. He joins us via our video link, and it's great to have you on the program. Thanks indeed for your time. What's happening in KZN is obviously interesting because I wonder, for instance, how you're gauging where a situation no longer becomes, a matter caused by a crisis because of the natural disaster, but has now turned into a human rights violation. I can hear officials in KZN saying they need time to fix this, but how much time is reasonable?
Yes, no, thank you very much. Yes, the Commission is quite concerned. In fact, when the disaster happened, we had a very quick response from a human rights perspective, and we basically started by monitoring the affected areas, and we've really been looking into this issue of water. In fact, the issue of access to water in KwaZulu-Natal goes way before the disaster, and there's many other areas where we've been receiving complaints about lack of access and challenges of access to water.
Yeah, it does raise questions about the scope of investigation too. I mean, it is the disaster that's prompted residents to finally get this complaint to you. But as you've mentioned, the issues around water predate these floods.
Yes, maybe just a correction there. We actually launched an own initiative investigation in terms of our act, and that means that we literally, from observing, from monitoring, and also from looking at as to what was going on in the area, we decided to launch the investigation on our own. But we have, since Friday, been receiving numerous complaints and from people from around Tongaat, and of course other areas including Ugu, whereby people are saying, look, you are looking into Tongaat, but we've had water challenges for years. So that's what we are doing really. We are trying to get to the bottom of what the challenges are. Of course, we are noting the fact that it's there was a flood. There was a sort of disaster, but the government, municipalities, water service authorities, the obligation, the constitutional obligation, is not suspended. So we need to understand and find out as to what the plans are and what the municipality is going to do to remediate the situation in the interim, whilst noting that there will be some time, for the infrastructure to be fixed.
Yeah. What are the nature of the complaints that you've received from some of the affected residents? Is it just a matter of not having supply completely, or, I guess, concerns with the quality of the water too?
Well, it's sort of preliminary at the moment. There are allegations of unequal access, where some areas are receiving and others are not. There's also allegations of not having enough water. There is one complaint that we received over the weekend, where a complainant is basically alleging that due to the consumption of the water from water tankers or from a water tanker source, they have actually had to seek medical attention. Like I said, those are allegations. What we've done so far is to engage with the municipality, and we are expecting a response by close of business today.
That's good to hear. And the timeline for your investigation, how much time are you giving yourselves to be able to get to some kind of conclusion?
Well, it's always difficult to estimate. The fact that we have, written an urgent correspondence to the municipality, we are hoping that we will get a response today. And we are also, we've engaged the provincial government, the Premier and some of the MECs 2 weeks ago. This week we'll be doing the same, basically raising a range of issues, including that of access to water. But I must also just mention that the KwaZulu-Natal Commission, South African Human Rights Commission, has also made a decision. Given the number of complaints spanning across the different districts and water service authorities, we've taken a decision that we will be holding a provincial inquiry on access to water. The details of that inquiry are still being conceptualized, and we will be making announcements soon about how and when. But we are taking this matter quite seriously, and we are really wanting to ensure that all that deserve to have access to water do have access to water.
Yeah, certainly. One thing about natural disasters is that they expose pre-existing issues in any community. Thanks for speaking to us. Advocate Lloyd Lotz is the manager of the Human Rights Commission in KwaZulu-Natal. Appreciate your time.